I'm down here in prickly pear country, just maybe an hour north of Phoenix. Just dropped a buddy, one of my students and friends at the airport, and fly out, and I thought I'd pull off the highway here since we still got a few prickly pears left. We're getting into the season here. I was here in end of August and it's now mid-November, and end of August this place was ripe. You could fill buckets just by walking 10 feet in any direction. But now we've only got a handful of prickly pear fruits left because the critters have been after them, the birds, the javelinas, the skunks, everything out here eats them. And you can see these pink plops, the pink scat on the ground. When the animals deposit their droppings there, you'll see this all over the place. So everybody down here is eating this stuff. This is actually a really good area here, right about 4,000 to 4,500 foot elevation. We don't see these kinds of fruits up in Flagstaff where it's much colder. In fact, we don't even see prickly pear pads this big. They're usually about that big, and they're really affected by the frost up there. So the part that you're after here is the actual fruit. These come up July or August, depending on the elevation and what part of the Southwest you're talking about, and depending on the amount of precip that year. So we had an okay rainy season down here this summer, and produced a pretty good blanket of fruits. Now, when I was younger and I first learned about these, I thought, cool, prickly pear fruit, I can eat those, and grabbed one and got a whole bunch of spines in my finger and got a few in my lips and tongue, and yow, that was a one-time only deal. So now I know better. The way you get rid of those spines, because we've got these big spines here on the pads, and then on the fruits we've got these little things called glockids. They're like tiny little whiskers or hairs. They actually look like little chin whiskers. And you can get 50 or 60 of those in your hand. You go to pull them off. They're no big deal. They itch, they irritate. You know, in a couple days your body absorbs them and they go away, but why deal with that? So the way I do it is I put my knife in the fruit here, twist it off, and then if I'm just having one of these and I'm on the trail, I'll just take a lighter or match and singe all that stuff off. If I'm gathering a whole bunch of these like we did a couple weeks back during my 5-week program, we gathered a whole bunch of prickly pear fruits off our land. And what we did is we put them on a grill, and we just threw them right on the grill for maybe 60 seconds, singed off with the flames, singed off all the glockids, and then you pull them off, you let them cool. You can eat them straight, or you can cut them in half and let them dry in the sun over a couple days, and then you've got prickly pear fruit, prickly pear jerky. That'll be good for months and months. Then you can rehydrate it by throwing it into your stews, your soups, water bottle, whatever. Now this is about 70 or 80% seeds on the inside, so you got to eat quite a lot of these to get much out of it. And most of the time I just gather a couple of these when I'm on the trail. I singe off the glockids and then I chow on them as is, spit out the seeds. So yeah, that's about it. We've got a nice little fruit right here. Let's do an up-close version so you can see. We got all the little hairs there, and those are the parts you want to burn off, or you can even peel them off with your knife. You can put them down on the ground and swirl them around the sand with another rock, and that'll get rid of some of them. But you really got to be vigilant and try and get a lot of those out, unless you like prickly pear spines in your tongue.